Hello. I saw an article recently about how a certain celebrity only feels normal on his private island. Poor bastard. I started to think that maybe that's what my psyche is missing. Maybe I'd feel normal on a private island. Maybe you all would too. Ask your doctor if a private island is right for you. This is a little bit weird performing here because my dad comes to the Salty Dog to drink quite a lot. So that kind of decimated the amount of material I could pull out tonight. There's only so many times you can say to a close family member, "Oh, I just pretended I did that." For the bit. The world is a dark and horrible place. That's the vibe we're going for here. But every so often the stars align, something wonderful happens, and a child face plants in a playground. I love that shit. Like, obviously they get hurt really badly, that's no fun. Like, if you cut a kid's leg off in front of me, I'd be like, that's a bit much. Come on, Felicia, less is more. But no, when they've just hurt themselves enough to give them a shock and the parents have to swoop in because they want to be good parents and not traumatise their children. Imagine. It's just a good time. It's a good time. I blame Funniest Home Videos for this. When I was growing up, everyone was like, "Oh, children are the future. Everyone should want children. They bring your life so much meaning. Here's half an hour of their parents very obviously setting them up to get hurt." Laugh. And I did, and I still do. And when I tell people that, they're like, Jay, you're a bad person. Never said I was a good one. That's on them. But I don't really think it is that bad to laugh at child falls. It's not like I'm going around like pushing them off stuff anymore. Not since the lawsuit. But no, I'm just laughing at something that was going to happen anyway, and laughter is good. So if I'm laughing at something bad, and I'm adding to the good in the universe. So according to utilitarianism, you know someone's got a leg to stand on when they bring that out. I'm in some good historical company there. According to utilitarianism, I'm in the right. This is what unemployed people do. We all just turn into philosophers and justify our actions all day long. So I've been thinking a lot about whether I'm a good or bad person recently. I'm come to the conclusion that, like most people, I am all right, then I get tired, and I have to be a cunt for a while. I'll give you an example to prove it. I have listened empathetically and without judgment to a man complaining about a woman dumping him 10 years ago in high school. And now Good Jay would never talk about that publicly, but here we are. Jekyll listens, Hyde writes my stand-up sets. The ironic part is the man in question, because we were quite close at the time, he expressed disappointment that he wasn't in any of my stand-up sets because he thought he was real fucking funny. Be careful what you wish for, boy. Good Jay, when someone has a problem, they'll try and help, they'll listen, they'll encourage them. Cunt Jay will say something like, "Have you tried setting something on fire about it?" No? Go do that. And if it works, you can stop talking to me. And if it doesn't work, you can still stop talking to me because I'm fucking out of ideas. Good Jay responds very well to guilt and to people wanting them to do things. They'll say something like, "Oh, I can't believe I haven't already done that for you. I'm so sorry I haven't already done that for you. So, but to show you how sorry I am, I'll also fillet your prick of a boss so you can get that promotion you deserve." What a tosser. Cunt Jay does not respond well to guilt, not even when it aligns with their morals. Like, neither of us, Good Jay or Cunt Jay, have eaten meat since 2007, but Cunt Jay will be a dick to vegans. I'm vegetarian. Vegans really love calling vegetarians hypocrites, which is fair enough, but everyone's a hypocrite. So leave us alone. And if you don't leave us alone, I'll rub bacon fat under your eyes. Not even sustenance, just decoration. No, I have nothing but respect for vegans, apart from when I'm out of goodwill and rubbing bacon fat under their eyes. I tried being vegan, but it had the same sort of vacation from self-care vibe that is taking a day off the old meds. You start off being like, yes, this is amazing. I don't need that anymore. I'm fine. And then you end the day feeling like red hot donkey balls. Even with only being vegetarian, my doctor called me up recently after I had a blood test and said, Jay, your iron levels would be high if you were a corpse. But apparently you're not, so go get an iron infusion. So I got the iron infusion and immediately felt 1 million times worse and had to go to hospital. Very cheated. It was like 6 p.m. that day by the time I got up, because every time I got up before then, my abdomen was on fire, and I was like, no, thank you, and went back to sleep. Great attitude to your own health. I recommend it. So because it was after hours, I called one of those healthy phone calls are us places. And the nurse told me to go to hospital pretty much immediately, which I'm pretty sure is their default response. Like the same way my default response to a minor inconvenience is assuming I'm going to die. One day, we'll both be right. So I get to the ER, and there's this conga line of crying babies that all get seen before me. Children getting hurt is no longer funny. My petard, I was hoisted. And as I saw all these tiny little miracles getting seen, I was like, maybe this is how people with adult baby fetishes get their start. Just trying to get seen at the ER. Like, fetch the diaper and pacifier, Margaret. I just cut my hand off with a chainsaw. After I had this thought, my brain was like, no more thinking for you. And I just sort of zoned out for 2 hours. And before I knew it, I was in the short stay unit. To their credit, they did everything. They did ultrasounds, they did ECGs, the sticky thing, they did blood tests, piss tests, x-rays. Somebody came in and berated me for 20 minutes about a cigarette I had when I was 15. Well, I sat there nodding like a mating albatross, and my brain remixed The Girl from Ipanema with dubstep. Young and tan and young and lovely and I don't know the words. And they all asked the same question. I was presented with abdominal pain. I have a uterus. Spoiler alert. Are you pregnant? Could you possibly be pregnant? And I said, no, definitely not. And apparently I'm too much of a sexy piece of ass for that to be a convincing response. So they always ask me, you sure, contraception isn't 100% effective, blah, 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 blah. At which point I go, shh, 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 my sweet, and put my finger on their lips. Because I had my tubes tied in 2019, which is a really fun trump card to play in that circumstance. One particularly tired nurse said, oh, you don't want kids then? And I should have left it, I really should have. But I was firmly in camp cunt by this point. I was very tired myself. So I got my Meryl Streep on and went, is that what that means? What if I have children? And there's nothing wrong with me, but apparently I look like a fucking idiot because this woman sat down on the side of my bed, ready to have a 1 hour and very gentle conversation with me about how I'd accidentally demanded to be sterilised. I don't think it's just me. I think everyone is good until they're not. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with an otherwise level-headed person having too much paperwork. The last utterance before the big red button is hit is not going to be some big revelation about how we all deserve to start over. The human race is inherently evil. Nah, it's just going to be fuck it, bang! Woo! I assume that's what nuclear warheads sound like. I could go for a little apocalypse right now, just a small one. My only real qualm is that I'd have to get my dog to walk off the lead. And he's not good at that. Because if he wears his little fabric harness, it's going to ruin our wasteland aesthetic. Thoreau said, simplify, simplify. Simplification is the key to a happy life. And there's no greater simplification than idly gnawing on your neighbour's abdominal muscles. But picture it, picture the last time you were having lunch on your lunch break in the park, sitting on a bench, watching a pigeon. And you think to yourself, all that pigeon cares about is food, water, and cloaca. Pigeon pussy, for the non-biologists in the audience. And that's what the apocalypse offers, food, water, and sexy times, I guess. And then you watch a hawk come down and rip that little bastard to shreds. And it's quite disturbing, but at the same time you think, hang on, that pigeon still never had to have a half-hour discussion about the benefits of an air fryer. Sign me up, I'm still fine with it. Thanks very much, everyone.